Greetings, and welcome to this episode of The Way of Tech, where we explore how the principles shaping our technologies might help us navigate everyday life. Years ago, NPR ran a series called This I Believe. A beautiful idea, really. Ordinary people and occasionally famous ones were given a few minutes on national radio to share something they believed is true.
I believe in adaptation.
I believe in a silver
I
lining.
believe that being flexible keeps me going.
I believe every single person deserves to be acknowledged.
This I believe.
Our This I Believe essay today comes from listener Eve.
The essays were personal, often moving, and beautifully written. But I always came away a little unsatisfied because what the series almost never included was why anyone believed what they believed. Listeners were often offered a conclusion without the reasoning behind it, a destination with no map showing how to get there. And without that, as much as I might be moved by someone's conviction, I had no real reason to share it. That's not a criticism of the people who participated. It's a reflection of something much broader, a habit of thought so common we rarely notice it. And it begins with two small words we use dozens of times a day. I think. Now consider what those words actually tell us. When someone says, I think, we learn almost nothing about what's happening in their mind. Are they guessing? Remembering? Imagining? Repeating something they heard? Reasoning from evidence? The phrase covers all of it equally, which means it clarifies almost none of it. It's a little like a command in an early computer program that simply reads, process something. The machine is clearly doing something, but what kind of something? In the early days of computing, programmers had to be extremely precise about this. Every instruction had to specify not just that a calculation should happen, but exactly what kind of calculation and on what inputs toward what output. Vague instructions didn't produce vague results, they produced errors. The machine had no tolerance for imprecision because it had no way to guess what you meant. Our minds are more forgiving than that, which is both a gift and a problem. We get by with imprecise language all the time, but getting by isn't the same as thinking clearly. The philosopher Epictetus had something useful to say here, though he said it long before computers existed. He observed that we rarely slow down to examine the impressions that arrive in our minds. We simply react to them as if they were already verified truths. His remedy was simple. Pause and ask what kind of thing this actually is. Is it something I know or something I feel? Something I've reasoned through or something I've merely assumed? That pause is what more precise language makes possible. Instead of reaching for I think by default, we might ask ourselves, is this actually an inference? Something I've reasoned toward from evidence? Or is it a feeling, a gut response, an emotional reaction? Is it an assumption, something I'm taking for granted without examining it? An impression, something I noticed but haven't verified, a suspicion, a memory, a hope. Each of those is a different thing, and naming them accurately doesn't just communicate more clearly to others, it reveals something to ourselves. It forces a moment of intellectual honesty that I think conveniently allows us to skip over. This matters because language isn't just how we express thought. In a very real sense, it is how we do thinking. The words available to us shape what distinctions we can make, what questions we can ask, and how carefully we can examine our own minds. Upgrading our language is, in that sense, like upgrading the software we use to process experience. NPR's This I Believe was onto something important. The idea that our beliefs matter, that they're worth articulating and sharing. But a belief stated without reasons is really just a feeling with confidence. And in a world where our public conversations are increasingly loud, fast and reactive, the simple discipline of asking ourselves, what kind of thought is this actually? And being honest about the answer might be one of the most useful upgrades available to us. Not I think, but I infer, I feel, I suspect, I wonder, I remember, I imagine. Small words, big difference.
Sky so clear they whisper peace.